What's up, everybody? Luke here with Toolhand Luke. So I'm disappointed at Home Depot. I've been waiting over 3 weeks for these 6x6 post sleeves. So that way, we have this nice vinyl railing that we're doing. We want these to match with those. And so, been waiting over 3.5 weeks. Home Depot, they keep shipping them out and they're damaged. And they don't care. They're busted up or they're just destroyed, scratched to death. And most of this stuff that I've gotten is from Home Depot. I go there all the time, so I'm very disappointed. They're almost $300 a piece, and they keep coming in damaged. I'm just like, I just need the post sleeves so I can finish the roof. If Home Depot could ever get the parts right, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. I mean, it's ridiculous that they just can't get them, and it's a shame. I mean, I've been waiting forever because whenever I first ordered them, it said 2 days, and it's been over 3 weeks. And I mean, they show up, but they're damaged. I mean, originally they showed up late, which I was like, okay, whatever, just let me have them. And they obviously just don't care. So we're gonna have to find somewhere else so we can get this done and wrapped up before it turns super cold. So super frustrating on that. Some of the things that you guys will see on here, I mean, things that we do. Hopefully, maybe one day, we'll have a little bit of land. We'll have some animals. That'd be cool. Maybe. So we'll see. But right now, what we've got is just, we're kind of midway on a project here. So you guys kind of see a few things that we've kind of already started. And then we've got some cool projects coming up that we're going to have a lot of fun with. We've installed these 2 4-foot by 4-foot windows. We replaced this sliding glass door as well. All new deck, doing the composite. This is the landing, and then we've got this really nice ramp that we put in so that way it's easier in and out. Really gonna make it really nice for everything that she's gonna need out here. We're gonna get that hopefully sheeted today. We've been working on this project for quite a while now. You can see how massive that deck is. It's awesome. I mean, we went ahead and put the correct deck tape that they put on top of the board, so that way it gives a better life for your treated board, so that way water doesn't sit on it, it'll run off, and then it doesn't rot out as fast. So we're trying to give this deck the maximum life that we can. We also have ran power, so that way she can have some outlets and some different things to her 2 little sheds. So we got that all trenched up when we get ready to backfill it. And then we've also got power to her grow house. So she's gonna be able to have her vegetables and stuff in there and have some lights, maybe a little heat lamp or something if she needs to. But it's gonna be a great setup. We've done that, and then we moved a propane tank so that way it's away from the house, because it was right in the way with the deck of where everything was gonna be. So we moved that, and we had to dig the line for it. And we got all that backfilled, and that looks really nice. So we're getting ready to backfill the other side before the weather starts to get super cold, and hopefully we can get this done. We also painted the inside fireplace. We've redone the flooring in there. We'll show you guys some before and afters later in the video. I'd love to have a little farm or something. I'm super jealous of this house and what she has out here with 5 acres. Something like that would be awesome. Maybe a few more acres, but we'd like to have a few little animals, maybe some goats and donkey and cows and maybe a horse or something. We'll see. Maybe one of these days we'll get those. I had my dad come out, and he helped us figure out how many steps, how far out, everything that we needed on that. Okay. So we're gonna do 4-inch risers.
Okay.
And then we'll have 2 boards per step.
Okay.
So how do we figure out the distance and our elevation from point A to point B, and then how many steps we get in between?
Okay, so what we want to do is start off, and the best thing to do is put a straight edge from here out, put a level on it, and level it and find out your height here. Okay. Then from there, we go back and figure out how many steps we need to get up to this point here. Okay. Once you calculate that and you know how many steps you need, then You also, when you start laying it out, you just have to make sure your distance here is correct for your steps,
So
for your runners.
we're going to be 1 foot. So based off of to have the double, I mean, it's about 11 and a half.
Right. Yeah, and the nice thing about these, they won't shrink. Okay, it's my understanding, because all I've ever...
They'll have a little bit of fluctuation with them,
Okay,
but not much.
Okay.
So instead of having the clips like it does for this boards, we've got different boards that don't have the groove in them.
Okay.
So your external is going to be
Oh.
screwed straight up. So there.
Okay, gotcha.
So we measure from one edge of the board, because then we'll have the screw holes, to 11 and a half.
Okay.
Hey, will you grab us the 8-foot level?
Yeah. So once we figure this out here, and yeah, and like I said, I haven't used this before. Of course, I've always used the treated. The treated is going to shrink on you some. So even if people say to butt, don't butt it up, put a nail or something between it. If it's green, you can pretty much butt it up and it'll still.
Because
still
you'll
have a
get
gap.
that dry out.
Because yeah, it'll dry for you on that. Okay. So go ahead and see just a second, right there.
42.
Oh wow, that's good. Okay, 42. So the next thing we want to do is calculate. Scrap board. Oh, right here, right here. Okay, so 42 inches, you want 4 inches per riser. Now, the fact that you're at 42, I would just go ahead and incorporate that 2 inches into all your risers. So if we figure out 10 steps, that's 4.2 inches. Now 0.2 inches, you calculate that out and it's be a little over an inch, something like that. 2 inches. 0.2 inches is let's see, 0.5, about a little less than a quarter, about 3/8, something like that. Okay. So I would make it the same all the way, because if you have one step a little higher, people
You'll notice.
You could notice that. Okay. So if we figure, and sometimes I like to draw it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the 10th step is going to be this right here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does that make?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you're using the deck as your final step.
Yes.
Runners will come up just underneath of that height.
Right.
So then you make the transition for the final
Right.
step.
Okay. So from here, and like I said, I like to draw it out just to help me out on this, because then if I have 10 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I've got 9. I've got 9 risers that I'll be putting on my board, but this will make number 10. So then it's just to calculate. Okay, if you want to go out a full foot, so you're going to go out 10 foot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From this point here, what we want to do, okay, we're going to go 11 and a half.
11 and a half.
Okay. Now, first off, we're going to be up next to the deck there. Okay, so 4 1/4. You would actually want to start. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start. Let's see. Okay, 11 and a half. I have to double check
So that way it'll give us the 2-step.
There you go.
So is this giving us the angle that we're going to cut the board on the end to string out the same length? Is that giving or is this just for the steps?
This is just for the steps, because to get that angle there, you take this angle here all the way across and square this off.
Okay.
So technically what I can do, I can come right up here to the corner. Okay. And I mean, I can, this right here is going to give me the angle, but technically right here is where I cut it off. So right here is where it starts. I mean, I could move this over, but to try to keep the angle correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually going to waste a little bit there. Okay.
Which is better than trying to cut the end and have that edge.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, makes-
Yeah. So I'm going to go 4, and this right here, you want to be as precise as possible. So you look over the top. Okay. Okay. And then work your way down. And this is where it gets a little tricky, because where this mark is, that board rounds just a little bit. Okay. So you want that mark right there. I'm going to take this on out just a little bit, just to make sure. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, right there. And right there. And the big thing is just to be consistent. However you start marking it, mark it that way all the way down. That way, if you are an eighth high here, a quarter, or just a hair off on all of them, it'll be more consistent than if you're
Right. And I've seen people have these clips that go on a square, and then once you
Yeah.
set it, but
yeah, and that's a good way to do it too, because that keeps you consistent. Okay.
that's the main thing. So as long as there's a consistency between the steps, because
Right.
like what we talked about before, if there's an alteration in the elevation, especially in one step that you're going up, you'll notice.
Yes, most definitely. So we can go through here and mark these. And yeah, you want to be as exact as possible, but you also want to realize that this lumber is hard to see where the edge of it is exactly, and it may be a little bit off in a spot or two. But as you go through there and mark that, in fact, I'll let you go ahead and
So we're setting the 4.5, and then the 11, or 4 1/4.
Yeah.
Sorry, and then 11.5.
yeah.
Right on the edge of the board.
Yeah.
This is given our pattern for all the other ones. And so, like
Yeah.
you said, yeah, it does. So we round off that edge a little bit, so that way we can see the mark when
Yeah.
we go to do
There you go.
our next line. Are we gonna have enough steps in our board?
We're gonna come close. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Let's see what we come up with.
Not enough.
Okay. So let's back up here just a minute. Let's see. We're after the risers. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So we do, because we have 9 steps.
Well, I counted this one. See, if we cut this off, we have,
Because we need 9.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if I count this one, it's 10. So
Okay. So 1. Yeah, count that as 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So we're 1 short.
How much short are we though? Because see, I've got,
So if we take,
an inch, a little over an inch and a half here. Here.
oh, that's close.
Are you serious? What do you got?
I got 2 inches.
Okay, come down here.
So we're 2 inches.
Now, okay, this is the crazy part. Okay, right here, you're 1 3/4 inches, but we're putting it up this way.
So your measurement actually will go at the angle.
Yeah. It's close enough that we'll have it. I think what we'll have is, if we have just a little spot, it'd be right here
Okay.
to make work. And what you might want to do is start down there at that end with the long part.
And then that way,
Whatever you have left here.
so what we'll do, flip this over.
And another thing too, you've got some spots in here a little bit rough. You put this on the inside between make this one of your inside runners, and you won't notice this.
Okay.
Your inside joist.
So we'll start right at the corner here at 11 and a half and work the opposite way to get all the meat, which is great because now we understand that we're not wasting any of this board.
And if you okay, Luke, and here's another thing too. Here's what I like about this. See this angle here? As you look at it, that angle is going to go back underneath that board, and I think it'll look good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, to tuck up
Yeah.
nicely. So like you said, these knots are not going to be a problem.
I don't think so. And even if you do run across a big one, if you put it on the inside, and if need be, you can put a short piece of board between that. But if it's on the inside, if it's for your own deck, I wouldn't think twice about that. But this right here,
Well, with the type of lumber that we're getting these days,
it's hard.
it's hard to be picky.
Yeah, it is hard to be picky.
Now, the knots, are they going to compromise the strength whenever we notch that? Is that part of what you're talking about? If it's like
Well, actually,
on the inside.
well, see, this right here, we're going to take half that knot out. That one right there, see, it's off to the edge. I don't see that it's going to be an issue. I don't think it's going to compromise the integrity. Now, another thing too, if you're concerned on a long stretch, if you have any bounce to it, you can go back and you can put some support in the middle of those.
Support from the underneath or support from stringer to stringer?
Well, actually, support from stringer to stringer is not a bad idea, but your the piece of wood you put across the front would be your support that direction. Underneath is generally, if you have some bounce to it, and you could go halfway up the middle.
So kind of split the difference and kind of have multiple supports
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah, you can. How do we come out this time? Here,
So we're a half an inch short.
okay. I don't have a problem. And where you're at right here, all you need to do from here is take this out the 11 and a half, stay square with that, cut this off, and this is your angle for your like 11 and a half. Okay. This is your angle. Yeah, sit there, right.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
So that gives us the angle that we need to match up to the deck.
Yeah.
So that way your steps are level.
Right. Now another thing too, if you, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea up against the deck because, yeah, you're what, 2 to 12? Okay. So what you can do is come down here, put another board up against the deck, and get some extra support down here.
But this will give us the pattern that we need for the steps.
Right. Yeah. Once you cut this one out, you got the pattern for the rest.
Now, one thing with this though, the composite versus just the standard wood deck is that a composite has to be every 12 inches instead of every 16 inches.
Okay.
So we've got a lot more of the 2x.
Oh,
so that
okay.
way, so we're going to do the same thing with the steps, and we're going to be every foot.
Oh, okay.
So every foot to make sure that none of those boards fluctuate at any point. So we're going to have they're going to be 12 on center all the
Okay.
way across.
Okay, but with you saying that, that makes those knots less noticeable. I mean, as far as less of an issue. If you got that much, if you're within, if you're 12 inches on center, that's going to make it a lot more sturdy, and I wouldn't even worry about the knots.
Okay.
Okay,
Sweet.
got it.
Think that'll work? Start cutting them out.
Love you, son.
Thank
See you later. You got it.
All right, guys, we got them all cut in place. So now we'll just get ready, put the deck boards on, and then we'll add the railing. Be good to go. We'll have some updates and some different things that we've done with this deck and a couple other projects. So we're gonna have a good time with this channel. So thank you guys for spending the time to watch and subscribe. Like I said, thanks to Chad for help pushing. Love to be on KNS Get Out or Grandpa Doss Farm, and Matt Doss Way. Maybe he'll get on here. We can kind of do some cool stuff. I don't know. You guys will wait and see. Well, till then, I'm out.